stream. Hi, welcome to stream that I totally didn't screw up on. We just started. 100%. No mistakes. We did, well, I guess we have to go over everything for our future selves in case we're watching this episode out of order. And Aldar is about to tell us what happened last session. Go ahead, Aldar. Go.
Bad.
There you go. Great.
It's cold rain.
It gonna rain. Thanks, Ollie. Great. Good. Is that all you're gonna give us? Okay. All right. So we're just gonna do Family Guy jokes. Hi. Welcome back to Family Guy jokes. This is a stream we do every week where we just try to CPR dead cartoon shows. But no, last week you guys, JP got a new weapon. A very cool new weapon. Angus Nomad almost died. Angus realized how important Nomad was to him. There was a caressing moment. And you guys are on this island called Tortosa. You fought 8 goblins. 3 of them ran away in fear of being absolutely murdered. But the boat is parked nearby. It did take you about an hour to get where you are in this dense forest area. Amaya is still on the boat with Varric and Davos. What would you guys like to do?
Side of story again.
I allow it.
Stream.
Is the sound bad again?
Sarah's face. Oh, actually, I can check this out. Sarah's face is covered up by Red River's thing. Sarah is facing it.
Oh, I was just assuming that she wasn't, but I can fix that.
I'll listen to audio.
I love you guys. Every time someone turns a camera on or off, I have to change all the things. Again, first world problems. Okay. How is it now, Swiffer?
Sorry, I'm still seeing. Good.
Okay. I think some people are out of spell slots. Some health is damaged. But you are in this enchanted forest. Oh, Mendel is nowhere to be seen, by the way. During the scuffle, Mendel took an opportunity to away himself.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's maybe
think,
better off even.
I think we wanted to go back to the boat so we could all do like long rest. Are we in any immediate danger, or can we?
Not that you can tell just by looking around. It is quiet. There, other than these goblin corpses that are all around you. Here, I'll draw you guys. Here's you guys.
Loot all the goblins, and we found a goblin's ladder to his family.
Yeah, the blood as you go.
Yeah, the whole reason I started this campaign. Oh, you can copy paste. Outstanding. Yeah, there's 5 dead
Was
goblins.
one of them related to our old goblin?
I think Swiffer said the same thing. His name was Bart. And you have no way of knowing whether he was related to anyone or not.
Let's get back to the boat.
Yeah, it took you about an hour to get here, but it was uphill. It's difficult terrain, but now that you kind of know the space, you guys can probably make it back in about 45 minutes. You easily avoid the pit that you fell victim to earlier, as it is uncovered and about 4 feet wide and 4 feet long. At the bottom there are delicious spikes. That's just for Sarah, because she wasn't there for that. As you guys get to the dinghy, it looks like the dinghy's moving. Like it looks like something's rattling around inside. And as you get closer, a little head pops up. It's covered in mud. And it's your very good friend Mendel from the island before.
I fucking knew it, you little bitch.
Oh, just making sure everything was safe for you guys to retreat. Looks all good here.
No, you totally scamped out.
You make us stand up.
But you did. Look at you though. Look at you did great.
Look at Nomad.
Yeah, Nomad looks bad. Nomad in my head, and you can fight against this if you want. I feel like you've got a big knot. Either you've got a knot on your head that's like a funny cartoon knot, or like you've got like a bloody like rag tied around your head. The knot would look like this, like very humorous.
Mendo, here's the deal. You were trapped in an island, and you said you were being led to us. Which part of that is combat?
I'm not like much of like a combat first person.
But you seem like a runner first. All you need to do is take first. So, what's the deal here? Like, do you want us to murder you? Like, is that what we're trying? Like, so far you haven't added any value. On the contrary, so you start adding value and make it make sense. Otherwise, this is gonna be a very short.
Roll me.
Intimidation.
I was gonna say intimidation or persuasion, whichever you're higher in.
I'd like to take my sword out.
You don't have a sword.
He's gonna like, yeah, whip out like the little.
Oh yeah, you pull out your salami.
My scimitar.
You pull out your scimitar. Yeah, you can roll with advantage, Digger. You can bring as much heat as you want for this young man. In my head, light brown hair, shorter than average, but otherwise a very like normal looking dude. Like no other interesting features.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, he is fully submitted. Jeez, I guys, I'm sorry. I panicked. I won't let you down again.
Yeah, where are you adding value though?
Well,
You're gonna eat food and run away. Where are you adding value?
that is to be determined.
I say we leave him here at this island.
Mendel, do you
All
want
those in favor say ah.
Fucking poor Mendel.
to make your case as to why
I
you
guess
make your case as to why you shouldn't be.
I don't have any real skills. I guess.
Well, didn't you captain a boat?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But I can help around the ship. If it's between this and getting killed, like I'll stay. I could live on this island, I guess. Oh. He is like visibly extremely nervous.
Yeah, let's do something. We will, let's finish our dealings here, then we'll think about our relationship around. Maybe by then he has value.
That feels appropriate. Like I feel like he understands the stakes of his situation better now.
We gotta take a rest and deal with the goblins, and then we'll figure out what the next step is before we set sail. So, you got a little bit of time to think of how you can make it right, but it's not, we'll take a look.
He like shakes his head and like looks down.
Long rest is not something that.
Yeah. So you guys get back to the ship. There's not much going on the ship. It is probably like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys can take a long rest. Everyone recovers all their hit points. And it's time we eat some more food from our stores. Which brings us to 38. Oh wait, 39. We're feeding Mendel half rations. I'll give you a ration back. That's only fair. Everyone gets their spell slots and stuff back. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, Sarah. Another thing that happened. There was a scene where Varric realized the ship was like parts of it were repaired that were damaged that he didn't repair.
Oh, this is important. This is good. Yeah.
I don't think there was anything else, but there was a spot that was specifically Varric understood he did not fix that was like superficially damaged before. After this night, when you guys are having your morning huddle, Davos doesn't. In my head, Davos doesn't always attend the morning huddle, or maybe he does, but he's nearby, but he's not necessarily there. Is that something that happens in the captain's quarters or on the deck in you guys' head? Yeah. You don't invite him into the principal's office until like shit's getting serious. But yeah, you guys are meeting on the deck, and Doblis like is there and kind of just starts talking. and he says, "What color is Varric's shirt? Would you say green?" Yeah, yeah. It's like a burnt green. Like it's a shitty green. He only has. Everyone always got like one shirt, so everyone's shirt's kind of tattered. He says, "Green shirt and I have made a potential discovery." And he gestures, and Varric comes out from under, like, the deck, and he's holding the severed wing from the harpy, and it's got, like, ropes latticed through it, and he says, "Look, see," and sure enough, Varric, like, throws it in the air attached to, like, a piece of string, and it starts to kind of float in the wind, like a kite. And he says, "Given time, me and the boy might be able to create some sort of floating device for a small creature." We don't know the weight variance yet, but just to give you a heads up on what we're working on.
I like it. Let us know if you need any supplies to advance that would be cool. Now, for context, we don't have any, outside of the creatures on the fly, there isn't planes.
Correct. Yeah. But, like, he goes on to explain that, like, the density of their wings, and its, like, resistance to tearing, like, makes it ideal. He was thinking initially for the sails, but there's not enough wing, obviously, for the sails. But it could be made into a device for a very small creature. Like, this would not help Aldar in any way.
I can give it a test drive.
We are not currently, ready for testing. It would be extremely dangerous.
Let me know. I'm there.
Noted. And he gestures for Varric, and they go back under the deck. But otherwise, it's you guys, whatever you guys want to do. It's probably like, it's morning time. It's like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You're eating your helping of arbor birds and cheese. Yeah.
Guys, I don't know what the team vibe is. I'm thinking we can finish what we started and go after the goblins to see what they're protecting. Maybe have anything something to be of value. We can also scoodle and just keep going. Let's see what's the vibe. What do you guys want to do?
I'm down to see if there's treasure at the end of the cave.
Yeah, I agree. I gotta go kill some goblins.
Let's do that.
Got a taste for blood.
Yeah, we got Maya back as our world-class transfer out here, so yeah, it's a little bit of pain. Isora, Maya, what do you guys think?
Sign me. A little worried, but I'll go.
I am down for going as well.
Mendel pops up and Red River and says, "You need me to go, boss?"
You can sit here. You don't want to carry your weight. This is a liability.
I don't know, but what if we use it for bait? I mean, one of us is gonna die. We can just toss it in there.
That's fine. That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. He should go up the cliff face first, so we can fucking left face immediately again.
Okay, I like that. Mendel, hey, did you step your shoes? You're going on a ride.
He nods. He kind of like, he's the one right now, I feel like, that's like letting down the rope on the dinghy. Like, he's doing all the shit work that no one else wants, should do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's passing people around. I'll get that for you.
Yeah. Oh, very good, very good. Yeah. He's picking up plates. Like, he's doing he's doing all the things to make himself more valuable. You guys head out of the dinghy. It's smooth sailing. It's maybe an overcast sky, but nothing serious from the weather. And sure enough, you guys arrive at this beach again. Except, you know what? I won't even make you roll for it, because you were here the day before. There were several boulders, misshapen boulders, in the sand. You recognize that one of them is missing. From this beach. Otherwise, it is just the entrance to the forest, as well as a wooden sign that says Tortosa, danger ahead.
How could someone possibly moved one of the holes?
Can I do an investigation check? Like, are there any footprints, any tracks?
Go ahead and roll them bones.
16?
Yeah, so you see in the sand, like it looks like some sand has been brushed over a space leading into the forest, but like it's done so poorly and hastily. You do see large footsteps in the sand. They're like 3 little goblin toes. Well, I guess goblins probably have 5 toes. They look like little children's feet, except for one of the footprints is huge. More than like triple the size of the others. And leading into the forest.
Alright, Mendel. Lead the way.
Oh, you got it. So basically, because of your extremely strong success, he will be afraid to retreat, if that makes sense. Like he's not going to retreat without someone telling him to do so. Just mechanically, there's an yeah. Now he knows. Like yeah, exactly. Now he understands just how like fragile the little plank he's standing on is. Mendel says, "Okay, follow me, guys, and watch out for that hole." And sure enough, you see, it looks like a few like branches have been put back over the pit that you saw earlier. That obviously experienced before. You can still clearly see it, like it's still very amateur. But sure enough, you guys are walking up this path again that looks very familiar. I assume old boy's leading the way. Mendel, yeah. You guys walk for probably 45 minutes, 30 minutes. You're squeezing through obstacles and things like that. Everyone roll me a nature check. Or survival, whichever you have a bigger bonus in. Oh, I should have that up so I can more easily see what the hell's going on. Oh,
15.
Amaya, Aldar, and Angus. You guys have 15 or higher. Wait, what about Jasor? Oh, Jasor's got 19. Sorry, Jasor. I'm not used to you having good rolls. I just look right past it. You all recognize a few things about this forest that you may have recognized the first time, but I'm going to explain it to you anyway because it's been a week. You're not seeing any other life here. Like typically you'd see squirrels running up a branch, or like you're not even hearing like cicadas chirping. Like you're not hearing anything in these woods. Also, with whoever rolled on like 18, 19, or 20, you hear like a subtle hum coming from one side of the path. Let's say the left side, because there's 2 choices and left sounds fine.
Just like as we walk along, it's always on that left side.
Yes.
Does anyone else notice that humming noise? Really there. Sounds like it's coming from that way.
Canonically, only a few people know what you're talking about. That is Aldar and Angus.
I don't hear it. I'm a
Oh, and Amaya.
I've got a ringing in my ear, but I don't think we're talking about the same noise.
Yeah, that's injury related.
Called tinnitus.
And everybody stop. Swiffer's going to give us a 45-minute tinnitus lecture about the dangers of not having ear protection. I'll draw an ear. Go ahead, Swiffer.
Noise-induced hearing loss is real. Okay, I guess I'm just going crazy. Let's continue on.
A panther the size of... No, that doesn't happen. Yeah, you guys continue up this area as Drew looks for his notes. And again, you find the sheer cliff wall that you found before. It is about 15 feet high, and it's like a straight, just for determining like how far things are from each other. I'll just draw it again. So for Sarah's brain, it's like a straight shot up. And this time, it looks a little bit different than before, because you can see wooden posts poking out at the corner here. Except for a space about 4 feet wide in the center of this cliff face. So it's all spikes except for a middle chunk. You kind of surmise quickly that these guys used the time they had to erect a sort of defensive barrier.
45 cells.
Can I use wild shape to become a lizard?
Yes, you can. That is an approved animal, and I accept. Mendel says,
I have my familiar. I have my crow that I can use.
here we go. See, now, yeah, mark the time, because this is when you guys started playing Dungeons & Dragons.
Oh shit. Well, I want to become a lizard.
Sarah,
You can do that.
you guys simultaneously, maybe you do like a, like you both look at each other and do like a nod, and like this is the like, we're gonna go look ahead. Yeah, exactly.
Because I can get the bird's eye view. Where you can get the.
Sarah, I drew your familiar. Is their name Cletus? It's like Giselle or something, right? The bird?
What?
Didn't you summon the bird like 5 sessions ago?
The bird's name is. I thought it was Raven.
It might be. That's so Raven.
Exactly.
Okay, let's do that. The Raven's name is Raven because that's just where Sarah added. Is that right now?
The crow's name is Raven.
The crow's name is Raven because it's the most confusing way this could possibly go. Yeah, so you both do some looking, and you don't even have to roll for it. Oh, that's a pretty good gecko on the spot.
Thank you.
Sarah, how far can your bird go? I just need to know the stakes. Like, if you can see this whole island, I guess we have a different conversation here. I mean, I guess you can. It's a bird. I guess what I need to know is there a distance like limit? And just so I think you can do that twice a day for an hour. Does that sound right?
Yes, that is correct. If I want to turn back to normal form, it's a bonus action.
Gotcha.
Or if
And-
I am unconscious, drop zero to die.
Okay.
It can be within 100 feet of me.
Okay, so you
and
can
I
see.
can communicate with it telepathically.
Okay, so you can see a shit ton here. Okay, well then I don't feel like you guys would need to roll. These goblins. When you walk up here, you see several goblins. You see 3 of them. Not far behind this space. Here, I can use this to draw. Let me move this boat real quick. Great boat, whoever did that. Because I need a bunch of space. So, you guys see several goblins, 2 goblins specifically, that are holding a boulder about maybe less than 10 feet away from that 4-foot hole. Like, basically waiting to roll it on top of someone when told.
Yeah.
It's got, like, some ropes around it, and they're like, that's kind of how they're holding on to it. You see these 2 goblins. This is the rope. Very good. Off the cuff drawing here. You see several other goblins. Specifically 4 other goblins. Times 4.
I feel
Should I just make a generic goblin that I can copy paste forever? Okay. This is Bart the goblin, and he is all over here. 2 of them are holding clubs, and 2 of them are holding arrows, bow and arrows. Sarah, with your distance that you can see, you see this is like a path that like gets craggier and craggier, like rocky, as the island goes on, and the path terminates at a large hut. With the 100 feet, you can't get to it, but there's a large structure at the end of this path. It's right past like a large clearing. If that makes sense. I'll draw this. This is the hut. It's got a little door on it. But this is significantly hundreds of feet away, but you can see that down the path. You see other much smaller huts on the path towards that hut. I'm using the word hut a lot. I'm gonna roll because the goblins do not see either of you. Chisora, you're scampering between these dudes. As this lizard, you can kind of smell that these guys are pretty gross. But you see all of this, and there's really no defenses beyond the spikes they put at the cliff face. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
I guess I can't communicate with them there.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so there'd be Sarah would know all this information.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she could tell them.
I want to climb. Run up one of the goblins up to it as fast as I can.
What is your before I roll? Because this guy definitely recognizes a creature is on him. What is your goal?
Sarah.
Okay.
Get him away from like his current duty of holding the boulder.
Oh, I see. Okay, here.
Yeah, like distract.
He actually doesn't notice, but his friend does Jasora speak Goblin?
Oh, no, I don't.
You see the other goblin turn to him and go, Arkadarka Barkdark, and like points at him. And the goblin you're on goes, Arkadarka, and he lets go of the rope. And the boulder slowly starts moving towards the path. And multiple of them start panicking. And one of the goblins behind them like runs up to try and stop it. We're just gonna roll here. He rolls a 2. One of the goblins behind him trips. The goblin you're on top of kind of freaks out, and the boulder like rolls like lifelessly to the side, like kind of against the fencing they put up, and they start arguing with each other. And I guess he tries to smack you. I feel like that's what I would do if a big lizard was on me. He rolls an 18 to hit you. He does more than 2 damage. What happens when your creature reaches 0?
I mean, I don't know how many hit points that creature.
Your lizard, which I have the stat block for lizard pulled up, is HP 2.
If you can stay in B shape for an hour, if I drop 0 hit points. Until I drop 0 hit points.
Okay, you just dropped to 0 hit points. What happens now?
I don't know, I drained to Jasora.
So you're standing on this person, and you are now just Sora. Color these goblins surprised. I will give you 1 surprise round. Sarah, you are seeing all of this happen.
I relay what happens since I'm able to see through my crow. I tell them as it happens what is happening.
Sora, what would you like to do? You are standing on this goblin.
Do we not crush him?
You know, I don't feel like Jasora is huge. I feel like you could at least knock him prone, but you do not crush this gentleman.
I will take the time to
Okay, so you're in this group of people. I'll draw Jasora standing on this gentleman. So you appear out of seemingly nowhere to these goblins. They screech as you appear, and you cast Thunder Wave. And all 6 of them have to make a check. Is that right?
Constitution saving.
Fail.
As long as they're within 15 feet.
Success. Fail. Fail. Success. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll damage. And describe the spell to me again.
A wave of thunder's force sweeps out from you. Each creature within a 15-foot cube originating from me must make con saving. If they fail, they take 2d8. On a success, they take half. And they're
Okay.
also pushed 10 feet away from me
Okay.
on a fail.
So go ahead and roll damage, and then let me know if you want the good news or the bad news first.
8 damage.
Okay. Ooh. Well, I want to give you the good news. So you damage these guys 8 damage, you said?
Yeah.
3 of these dudes, like this one, like right next to you, is whipped into the boulder, falls over, and dies. Like, you have crushed his spirit. Like, he didn't even know what was going on. He was worried about his friend. He had a lizard on him. He died. Okay? These 2 dudes back here, also dead. These other 2 stand their ground. They take some damage, and they are very scared. Now, the bad news is, this wave of thunderous force does force the boulder over the fence. Everyone else, Mendel, unfortunately, here at the front, is going to make a dexterity saving throw as this boulder comes careening off the side of this space. Let me know what you roll. Mendel is going to do so. Unfortunately, this is Mendel.
Are we all nearby? Like, how big is this boulder?
It's like 5 feet around. It's like oblong, but it's quite large. I would say that everyone's in danger. I guess you're all not at the very bottom. But Mendel is. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. You know what? That's fair. Because it's not like perfectly round. It was kind of meant to just fall and crush people climbing up the cliff. So, unfortunately, Mendel does fail. And let's just roll. I won't change the amount. We'll just roll them, and what happens to him happens to him. That's on the floor, but we're going to count it like golf rules. This boulder lands on top of Mendel, and he does not get up right away. He is kind of crushed between the ground, this hard slate ground, and this boulder. And you can hear him saying weakly, "Help." What would you guys like to do? Jasora, I would need an initiative roll. You are technically in combat. What do you do? Yeah, this is a pretty big boulder. Roll me an athletics check, buddy.
I'm gonna help out. Let's see going for it.
I'm gonna cheer them on, like, yeah.
you guys can do anything. Whoa. Eldar, what'd you get? Fuck, you guys, like, are fucking dummy thick, and you guys lift this thing easily. And you see some mom strength emanating from your pecs. And Mendel is like kind of crushed under here, so he can't move very well. But the immediate danger is off him. You guys are holding the boulder above him.
Does Mendel notice that we have this like very fucking day in our life?
Mendel's got a lot of blood pooling around him, but as he looks up, the first thing he sees is your calves glistening in the wind.
Yes, yes.
They're veiny, but not too veiny. It's the perfect calf situation. And hope fills his spirit, maybe for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But he says, please help. He needs a third person to come get him. Angus really thinks about it. Angus looks at him and goes,
You know that kid playing baseball at 5 years old is looking further on the field? It's kinda like that.
Yeah, he's kind of lost here. He's not sure what the next step is.
I'm gonna walk over to my ally, just step over, tie around move.
Yeah, you step over him and start climbing.
And I'm gonna go to the goblin fight.
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative as you get to the top of this cliff.
Curl is an easily 7.
Angus looking strong. I gave you big legs. Angus is in the initiative. What is Amaya doing? You're seeing all this from a bird's eye view, Sarah. I kill everyone with my magic.
No, I don't kill everybody with my magic.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so there's a bunch of dead dudes,
And
goblins.
4 dead goblins, yeah.
Around Jasora.
Yes. She has murdered several goblins.
Who is this soul standing goblin
Oh,
right here?
that is actually a human man. That is Angus.
Oh, that's Angus.
Yeah, I don't know what his hair looks like, but I'm gonna draw a little hair on him.
Okay, sorry. So Angus
Can't you
helped
s-
them,
how
and
handsome.
they're all good now.
Well, Mendel is still underneath the boulder, but these two...
Angus helped Mendel.
Yeah, Angus actually stepped over him on his way to go fight some goblins.
Yeah, I don't think we really care about Mendel. We'll figure it out.
Aldar and Red River rolled so well that you guys can hold this boulder as long as you want.
Come on.
You know what, though, Aldar? Your nose itches and you can't get to it because you're holding the boulder. So Sarah, you scoping still?
I'll disconnect from the Raven because I saw that the boulder fell, and I'll go home.
Go help Mendel or go help the fight?
I'll go help Mendel.
Aw, that's beautiful. You can roll a medicine check if you want, but just by looking at him, he is severely damaged. You think his leg is not supposed to bend in that direction? But yeah, with ease, you pull him out of the danger zone of the boulder and lay him down so Alder can scratch his nose. In the meantime, one of these goblins runs away as fast as his goblin feet will take him. That's supposed to be an arrow. It's not very good. The other goblin pulls the club off of his dead friend and charges at Jasora. And he rolls with 2 hands and with love in his heart, a 12. He fucking bonks you so hard. Well, I guess I have to roll to see how hard he bonks you. He bonks you for 3 damage. And he snarls at you with a big goblin grin. And it is your turn. Oh, and what is Nomad doing?
I'll go up the cliff. I'll follow like right behind Angus. I had no interest in helping out Mendel.
Yeah, I got that sense. I would have you roll initiative, but well, I'll have you roll initiative. In case this fight somehow goes pear-shaped.
20.
Yeah, you're in the game now. Jasora, what would you like to do?
I'll unsheath my dagger and swing at the
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
22. Alright. Three damage.
He's kind of shifty, so he like dodges out of the way, but he dodges too early, and you stab this Joker right in his tummy, and he lets out a goblin screech that is sadder than it is angry, and he kind of goes to one knee. Nomad, it is your turn. This is probably happening 10 feet from you. There is a goblin in the distance running away.
How far is he?
Let's see. If he uses whole turn to run, goblins have like nimble business. He moved a total of 90 feet. So you can see him in the distance, but he's a little guy. He is scampering to his heart's content.
Alright, I will go after the goblin that Sora's in combat with.
He is on one knee. He is kind of like breathing heavily as you get closer. What do you want to do? You will have advantage on any attacks on this guy.
Perfect. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try to whack him with the quarterstaff.
Yeah, go ahead and roll them bones with advantage.
Alright, so I got a 19 and then a natural 20 plus 5.
Yeah, that's
So
just
about it.
just barely hits him. Yeah.
I don't know if that hits.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me check my stat block.
And then for damage, 13 points of damage.
I mean, don't get too blue, but tell me what happens.
I mean, considering I also had a head injury, I'm thinking we're just gonna beat him over the head with the quarterstaff. So he's only moves when I hit him. You know, it's kind of like all the momentum is transferred into his toes as they move.
Yeah. This is a Walking Dead end of that season where the guy bats the dude in the head a bunch. It's that as this goblin slowly fades into oblivion, and a lot of brain matter is scattered all around, and it's pretty gross. But this goblin, it's hard to tell what was here earlier.
I think to myself, yeah. I think to myself, there's a rage inside that boy.
This is the first time you've seen the Nomad's full effect here. But yeah, you guys are out of combat unless you have a way to run faster than 90 feet a turn. Because this goblin is running. The goblin turned around just long enough to see some splash of red in the distance and thought, I'm going to go faster. Yeah.
Would I be able to yell at him if I use like an action and a bonus action to get closer? See if I could yell something at him.
Oh, yeah. You could, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're a person who knows goblin. Yeah, totally. I just don't, Actually, you're the only person here that could keep up with him. Because I think you can use your bonus action as a dash, and then you can move as fast as he does.
Yeah, I'm gonna pursue him.
Yeah, you
And
get
I'm going to
trucking.
yell, take me to your leader.
The goblin's kind of surprised to hear goblin, like the language goblin behind him. He stops for a moment and like squints at you to make sure that he knows that like a 6-foot person is not a goblin. And he is breathing like heavily. Like you've got an accent, but he can understand your goblin. And It's not. You don't even need a persuasion check. He's pretty blown away that another creature is speaking goblin that doesn't look like all his friends. And he screams back, "You wait!"
Wait for what?
He shakes his head and runs.
I'm gonna keep chasing him.
So as you leave your party behind and you get further down this path, there's less and less trees, and more like smaller sheer cliffs. Like this time they're not like 15 feet. They're maybe 1, 2, 3 feet. I don't know if you've ever climbed like a small hill or small mountain. It's arduous as fuck. Like you're starting to get kind of tired, but you get to where it looks like there's like 4 or 5 small huts with little entries that are only about 2.5 feet wide to each of the huts. Some of them are on stilts, but you see no living people. You can keep running if you want, or stop here, whatever you want to do. But that's the next like terrain feature you see.
I'm gonna try to like hide and like hide myself away so I can see anything while I wait for my companions to maybe catch up.
Yeah. You go into the first hut next to you. It's like medium sized, and it looks like it's made like out of like palm fronds and like almost bamboo like wood, like crisscrossed. It's very thatch roof, thatch floors. In the one that you're in, you look around in this dark place and it looks like there's pieces of paper and they're like hung up on one side of the wall. And each of them is like a letter. Like it reminds you of like a grade school. It's like A, B, but it's not in order. It'll be like X, Q, and then like a scroll drawing of like a B. Like there's some like old meat bones and some sleeping packs in here as well. This is you're a 6-foot boy, and this is a small space not for 6-foot people, so it is very cramped. Yeah, but you are hidden.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna. Is the food warm still, or is it like really cold?
It's bones, and there's some like gristle left on it, but this is not new.
See if I can hear anything. See anybody?
What is everyone else doing? You have another littered field of dead goblins, and a mostly dead Mendel.
I'm gonna rest Mendel up against the closest tree.
Am I gonna be okay?
Yeah. This is like running away, but you're standing in place.
He looks up at you, Red River. Did I make you proud, boss?
I tap his head and I go, there. So, and then I take chase after Angus.
Yeah. Does everyone follow? Is everyone on team running gun?
What is everyone? Okay, so we're all running. I'm winded, but
I wanted to get into the fight, but I didn't. I'm thinking this combat ahead. Now I'm jazzed up.
understandable. Get there when I get there. Start jogging.
a brisk jog.
Yeah. Not actually breaking a sweat. Just like,
Yeah.
I'm not made for land. Made for the water.
Yeah, your little flippers pump up and down this cliff face. Is everyone going? Before I describe the next thing.
Yeah, but I just have a side comment.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing wrong. It's sweet. You don't ask this is a permanent thing.
Yeah, well, I'm only gonna. I'm not gonna acknowledge that her character's speaking unless it's in this accent.
Well, not even the character.
Oh, this should be who she is now.
Yeah, I think she's this. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this makes sense to me.
Beautiful work.
Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys walk up, and after just only a few minutes, Mendel is left to his own devices, and you come sure enough to this village, and you're not sure where Angus is, but you see these thatch roof huts, and these small little hovels. Just sort of winded.
Do you think they got Angus? Scared.
I like to think that Aldar goes to hide in the same one that Angus is already in. And just to be clear regarding the size, the entrance is like a 2-foot circle. So just like these are buildings not made for people like normal to large creatures.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like when two people go use the same hiding spot. I see.
Yes. Like if you're in a tent and you're camping, but not like a rich person, you're camping like a regular person. Sure enough, you peek your head in, Aldar, and you see Angus curled up in the corner waiting to strike.
Actually, been looking for you.
Damn, although there's not enough room in here for you, man. Chill. I just want to snuggle up.
Hang a sock on the outside of the hut.
Well, the party's gonna be outside. So
I'll be right
outside. Alright.
I'm gonna take the notes of whatever the goblin was doing here and steal it from him.
Yeah, for sure. Try to draw a little hut.
Angus, you find anything in that hut?
Found these cool papers, but I can't read very good.
Just leave them with us. We'll check them out later. Let's check out the rest of these huts. Be wary of booby traps. Maybe there's some loot hidden or something that can give use.
You guys.
The house, put a little hut next to this floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna step a little bit further up and go to the next one.
Yeah, they're of varying sizes. You guys take a few minutes to like kind of look through each of the huts. You do find like little like piles of like foliage where you surmise that they were probably sleeping. You find like goblin nudie magazines, but they're like hand drawn and poorly. Roll me, anyone who's doing those searches, make me an investigation check.
I'm gonna try to sneak away one of those movie bags while you see.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand on the nudie mag.
I'm gonna be on the lookout. Not really searching.
Measly 7.
Those are 22, dude.
You pocket that, you get 2 nudie mags. And it's by the goblin with the greatest drawing capacity, which is still not great. And the pictures are of other goblins, but you have it in your possession. Amaya, you are fruitless as you're looking through these huts. However, Red River, you find in like the very back of one of these hutches, like a small wooden box like built into the wall. It's got like a little handle on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do whatever the other check or whatever investigative check, I guess, just to make sure there's no booby trap.
You can see like these things are made. These huts are made so poorly that you can see it's just like a little box in the wall. Like you don't see anything attached to it. With your higher investigation earlier, I'm not gonna have you
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
again.
So thank you. So it's I pull the box out.
Yeah. The first is a trading card. No, it's the only thing in this compartment. Yeah, it's a Michael B. Jordan card. No, I already made that joke. It's him from fucking what's the new Rocky movies called?
Creed.
Thank you. It's him from the first Creed when he was like super jacked. Well, I'm sure he's jacked in all of them. Anyway, the sweat is flicking off the Michael B. Jordan card, but underneath that you do find a mysterious potion.
Alright.
It's full of like a yellowish amber liquid. Otherwise, that is all you guys find. Just Sora, you do not see any activity around you guys while you were keeping a lookout. Investigation? Aldar, you're in the smallest hut, and you feel it start to crack and break underneath you, as you are a large man, and this is for goblins.
I'll leave the hut.
You leave the hut as it's collapsing around you. You take no damage, but you think that was close. It was probably the most poorly made hut of the 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay outside.
Are you eating a zebra cake right now?
No, exactly.
My God.
Plain dry.
Just
wheat.
dry Wheaties? That's disrespectful.
No, cereal. Yeah, it's got milk on.
Okay.
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk.
Okay. Oh my God.
What's wrong with dry Wheaties? I eat my Wheaties dry.
That's the saddest thing I've ever
Cereal
heard.
dry, but
I think that's like a hazard to like choking.
You could die. You could die from that.
I eat all my cereal dry, and then I chug the milk afterwards.
Yeah, did I just drink a quart of milk? And I let it roll around in my tummy.
Can I reveal that I'm not surprised?
Yeah, JP's got a bingo card that says, but who eats his Wheaties separate from his milk?
There's a card I wrote when I was 11 years old, and it's still there.
And this is what it says.
This is what I said.
In this goblin hut, you see what looks like a goblin drank a bunch of milk and then ate Wheaties. So they did it in the wrong order. Further down this path, there is another small, like, rocky embankment, and there are two woven baskets loosely hung onto... Well, they're not hung. They're kind of sitting on the ground under a picture. As you guys get closer, you die! No. Actually, you see some tracks. Actually, you don't even need to see the tracks. Angus, you know this is the way the other goblin ran that you were chasing. And you see two wooden signs with two baskets under them, as I described before. Does anyone else know goblin?
No, it's nominated.
I think it's just Ango. Angus, you see these signs, assuming you're not still hiding in the huts.
And I'm thinking now.
One of them says shiny, and it shows like a picture of like some coins and like sparkly gems. And it looks like a poorly drawn face of a goblin with feathers around his face. The second basket, in goblin, it roughly translates to yum yum. And the picture shows a piece of meat over a fire. The same feathered goblin face is also on the picture. Underneath in the basket, there's nothing in the yum yum basket, but there are like several gold pieces at the bottom of the shiny basket.
Well, guys, I think this basket here is for them to put gold. This one's over here for food. That says shiny. That says yum yum. I think. But it doesn't seem like there's anything in the yum yum basket, right? Drew.
Yes, that is correct. The yum yum basket is empty, but the shiny basket has some gold pieces in it.
And that's just like a picture of the goblin on both.
Mm-hmm. With the it looks like a goblin, but it's got like crude feathers drawn around it.
Are they like the same colors as the same goblin?
Yes, it is the same goblin.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that this is their goblin leader, and they leave their offerings here. That would be my guess.
Some sort of puzzle that we need to give an offer to?
I just think that like the goblins bring their like whatever they can gather, like
Yeah.
their shiny gold. And up here, it's yum yum consumables, and you drop it in this basket. And I'm like pointing at each basket.
Yeah.
You know, I would have preferred a snack, but and I take a gold piece. Did we say that there's gold there?
10 gold pieces are inside.
I take one.
A feeling comes over you, Tesora. You haven't felt it in a long time, but when you close your eyes and really let it flow over you, you remember. It's guilt.
I hesitate as I'm taking the gold, but I still.
Checkmate. Roll a. No, I'm just kidding. Nomad, what were you saying?
I was just gonna ask the captain how he feels about a scorched earth policy. Like, should we leave everything standing, or should we just destroy after going along?
I think that's a good question. I think we can destroy things. I'm a little hesitant at first while we get to know the lay of the land. Because once we get our feeling for these islands and how we want to use them, then we can come up with what our policy is. Because I'm good either way. But what if this can be useful later on? I don't know if there's a storm coming and we need shelter here. But your call. I'm good. We're not like there's no right or wrong on this one. But I don't think we should come with a policy just yet. We'll define that.
All already destroyed one hut, so we're pretty good on destruction.
Yeah.
We got a lot of goblin bodies to burn.
Yeah. And if you have anger, I mean, little R and R and destroy some shit, why not? Ends up in a boat most of the time, so I'm down for whatever. But if it looks like a deity or something might piss off or like anger the locals, maybe not. Unless we got weapons, and when we got weapons, our team can change.
Anyone else taking the rest of this gold?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Nomad, when you pocket the remaining 9 gold, the feeling does not pour over you. The only feeling you have is the gold between your fingers and the jingle in your pocket.
And wishing that there was more.
Yeah, and with man, there's a lot of empty space in this basket. You think to yourself.
Like the baskets. Make a note that maybe I'll take the baskets.
Yeah. Return journey. You get a few nicely woven baskets.
So we put some food on it and there I can paint it acrylic.
Jasora, from what you know, not Jasora, Amaya, from what you saw earlier, you know, and you could tell everyone. You just say you told everyone. You know, there's like a large building, probably a half mile down the way further. Because I assume when you have the Raven, you can like see as well as a bird does, and birds have like weirdly good supervision. But that's what is further down this path.
Further down this path.
Yeah, like there's one path leading up.
So we're chasing these goblins, correct?
Currently.
Assuming.
Yeah, but I mean, up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do. I'm just here to tell you what's around.
Okay. Yeah, I just let them know that I believe there's a building further down the path.
Alright.
What do you guys want to do?
One of us sneak around. Maybe I can sneak in, see what I can see.
Yeah, I like that idea. And then maybe Amaya can do her bird thing again and just make sure that the patrols are who you trust. Cut up your limb.
How far does that bird go?
100 feet, Sarah? I'm pretty sure it was 100 feet. We looked it up.
Sarah, you mean?
100 feet from where I am. Is how far the work.
Can you cast that forever?
I cast it for as long as I want to cast it.
Oh, I like these little guys. Where did they come from? Oh my fucking god.
Let's go.
They kind of move a little bit.
This is kind of canonically what they're nasty little boys.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, yours are much cuter. This is what I had in mind. Kind of a stinker.
Sneaky goblins.
Yeah, you can almost smell this fella.
How far away is the building from where we're at now?
About a half mile down the path.
Okay. So we can probably get closer and like hide before they see us.
Yeah, so Sarah, you'd also relay it. As you climb this mountain, there's less and less trees and more rocky outcroppings, but nothing higher than like 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah, I relay, I mean, as I'm seeing things that are relevant.
Yeah.
I relay said information.
Everyone start walking towards it.
I'm down the zone.
Yeah.
I like this little guy. Yeah, you guys walk up the path. It doesn't take long before, like, you see a group headed towards you as well. They are not brandishing weapons, but they are across from you in, like, after, like, probably 10 minutes of... No, it wouldn't even take 10 minutes. 5 minutes of walking. You hear, like, what sounds like a loud drum. And you can see a goblin in the back holding, like, a bigger drum that's strapped to his chest. And he's kind of bopping it with, like, a stick he found. And he's doing it rhythmically. You see around 6 goblins. But one in the center looks to be wearing, like, a large, like, cape with feathers all around it that covers, like, most of his head and is flowing off of his back. And 2 other, like, goblins are holding either end of the cape. Kind of like, you know how they have people hold the ends of wedding dresses so they don't, like, drag along the ground? He has 2 goblins in tow, also holding the dresses. And he kind of, like, takes, like, 10 steps out to be in front of this group. And they kind of, like, awaiting your arrival.
Can we see like any stature difference between the guy in the suit and just the normal goblins who are fighting?
Give me an investigation check. As you squint at this young man. Or young gerblin.
17.
Yeah, even from here, your time in the crow's nest has served you well. With your eagle eye, you can tell this guy kind of has a better posture than the rest of them. And he's got something like, you can barely see his face under like this hood of feathers. But it doesn't look as like dirty. He looks cleaner and like a little bit more posh than the rest of these goblins. They're about 80 feet away at the end of this clearing, or as close as you guys want to get. They're not, like, actively looking to assault you currently. But you do, with a 17, you can tell that the other goblins, not him, but the other goblins have, like, weapons. Not drawn, but they, like, have them.
Did they notice at all?
I feel like, I guess that's up to you guys. They're kind of waiting to, like, they've been told that you're coming. So this is kind of like a, what's it called when, like, a foreign dignitary arrives at the airport? And you kind of, like, yeah, you've got a crew, like, waiting next to the limo.
Oh, the Mexican standoff.
Yeah, they're like waiting. This is the most formal thing that these goblins do. And behind them, you do see probably another 40, 50 feet behind them. You see, like, a structure that's still made out of, like, that thatch material. But it's like the size of a regular cottage. Which to them is like a mansion. Oh shit.
I'm gonna try to stealth and see if I can maybe hide myself before my companions go into combat or have conversation with them.
Give me a stealth roll. Like, I feel like you're at the advantage here. Because they're waiting for you, but they don't necessarily, like, have a perfect beat on you guys. This stealth roll will determine how close you can get without being seen. But we'll just assume that it's successful. But if you roll a 1, you're on a rock 200 feet away.
9.
Yeah, you get within, like, 60 feet of them. Like, you can see the feathered fella much more clearly. And he's kind of, like, dusting off his shirt, trying to, like, make himself more presentable. but that's as close as you can get while still remaining stealthy. You're kind of behind a little rock that's the same size as you. Like, you're kind of like, crouched down and, like, behind it.
I'll start walking up to them, I guess. Just like casually strolling, you know, a little stretch.
Arrows fill the air as Nomad is No. Is anyone going with Nomad? Magnificent Seven style?
I'll follow behind.
A respectable
And I
distance.
look to Red River and like, guess we're going.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see what happens.
Nomad is a act first. Questions later. Aldar, Maya, you going along? Sarah got up to use the bathroom and I stopped her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys,
Go with, because I'm the only one I can speak out.
oh, good point. As you guys get closer to Angus's rock, he pops out behind it and also follows you guys.
Hey guys.
And this goblin at the front, when you're about 40 feet away, puts out his hand, and in common says, "Hail and well met. Sorry for the trouble." And he kind of like yanks on his cape for the goblins to like keep holding it as he walks forward. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Can we help you guys?
I think an introduction is in order.
Of course. He, with some panache, he snaps his fingers, and the other goblins like go like to their knees and like bow before him, and he steps on both of them, like in front of him to make himself taller. And he says, you've come to Tortosa, soon to be the crown jewel of the Scattered Sea, but for now, my simple abode. I am training these." He looks down at them and kind of like kicks one of them, who gives like a whimper. These hooligans to we're going to create the best resort spa this side of the Scattered Sea. But they are. It is early days, as they say.
We have a resort/spa too, and I think we're gonna run into a lot of
Competition, a friendly competitor, I see.
Yeah,
Please.
What's your name, fella?
Me? You just call me Frankie.
Is that your real name, or is that what you
Red River, roll an insight check.
Did you say Frankie's a human?
Roll me an investigation check.
What the heck? Am I blind?
He has taken efforts to shroud his appearance. You know that he is like 3.5 feet tall. Jaber, what'd you do on your
Oh my
insight?
God, it's 3 goblins inside of a trash.
yeah, I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you think that's for sure his real name.
I rolled 7.
Yeah, that's a goblin. So yeah, he just is, he kind of steps down from them, his two little goblin friends. He says, Pinky, you gotta stop wiggling when I'm up there. That's why we drill. This is why we drill. First visitors we have. He kind of shakes his head and snaps his fingers again, and they like grab his cape behind him. And he says, well, I understand there's been some messy business, and that is regrettable. I'm trying to appeal to these creatures' better nature. I mean, us, obviously, our better nature. Perhaps I can invite you in and we can discuss some business opportunities.
Maybe. Question. Why is there no fauna in this island? There's no insects. There's no animals. What's going on there?
Yeah, these boys have a hunger that I'm having trouble sating. They have hunted, killed, and eaten any crop or any food source that could be had here. Whatever was on this island before they arrived it's been hunted to extinction. You should watch these critters try to crack open a fucking clam. It's terrifying.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
here for a while.
That's good. And why do they follow you? Like, what's the hierarchy here? What's the organization they follow you?
Obviously, I'm the man in charge.
Besides your good looks. Besides your good looks.
He looks at you and he's like, obviously you understand. Those with the more simple mind, they need someone to point the direction. They need a compass. Men like you and goblins like me, we make sure their efforts can be tuned, focused to a greater good.
Yeah, it's not how we roll, but yeah, anyway, anything you have here that's of value for us to barter and or buy? You want from us?
We're currently at the, how would I say, restructuring phase of our development. I've got big plans. I'm happy to trade with you. I may have an item or two, but what we need now more than anything are hard bodies, people that know how to build things, and people that are willing to do hard work. These boys, they listen well enough when you can keep them less distracted, but I'm having trouble getting them to actually do the building.
Yeah. I hear that. Yeah, the traps were kind of hastily made. Yeah.
One of the goblins behind him, while you guys are talking, kind of like steps forward angrily. And Frankie goes, oh, Jesus, 1 second. And he starts speaking in Goblin. And Angus, you understand him to say, what's going on back there? And the other one is like, let me at him. It's my birthright. It's my blood right. I deserve it. Frankie turns back to you and kind of shakes his head right over. And he says, before we can speak cordially, we do have a problem. I understand that there might have been a bit of a scuffle. They told me there was an invading force of monsters. Now I can obviously see that you're just business people. This is a bit awkward. This goblin, his life partner, was killed in one of these excursions, and they have a sort of tribal understanding that he is requesting to face you in a battle one-on-one to settle the score. I understand it's barbaric. Trust me, I feel the same way, but you have to kind of meet these guys halfway.
Cool.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm gonna choose my champion. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah, we don't mind trading paint. It's fine.
Even like someone in particular.
He lets. They're doing like an arc bark back and forth, and just Angus, you surmise that something important to goblins is like being able to like bury the people who are killed, or goblins that are killed. Red River atomized one of the goblins and denied that opportunity. So it is that goblin that died. But he says, listen, let's just get this over quickly. Let's get to the end. Yada yada. And they kind of clear a 40-foot diameter circle. And that angry goblin, kind of gives hugs to several of the other goblins and steps into the circle. He has a large sword that he can barely hold.
Yeah.
It's like a two-handed sword, but he's having trouble hefting it.
Yeah. And I'm the one that has straight paint with him?
Yes, but you can, I was thinking it's very, I forgot what they call it in Game of Thrones, but a champion could be selected instead. That would be at your will. But this goblin demands blood justice.
He wants to gentlemen, ladies, I'm perfectly fine to phase this all. I'm looking forward to it actually, but I'm not gonna deny anybody the opportunity to step in as champion and do our team proud. Nobody expressed interest. Is that still a thing, or you want me to handle this?
Yeah, well, keep it clean, Captain.
Alright. Do you want a weapon from me, or you just do what you do? I gesture to fake popcorn and just idiots say like that.
Native American, please, JP. Yeah, so in this in this clearing.
That's my B. I want to apologize to Foster's Australian.
Thank you, Foster's, for stepping in and becoming one of our prize sponsors. So there's this large space. You've got several goblins on one side doing their thing. You have a fancy goblin. Oh, this is the least fancy goblin, but assume that's a fancy goblin. And the rest of you will be represented by this yellow man. In this circle, now you know what? This scary boy, he could be the guy. And what do you want your avatar? What code word should I use for your avatar here, Nomad?
I mean, red, yellow, so he's kind of jaundiced. It's kind of rough.
That's us.
That's you guys, but that could be you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are with Nomad in the spirit. You'll be this weird dancing monkey.
Can I make a suggestion for being canon?
Yeah.
Anytime we have like this kind of like one-on-one duel combat like challenge type of thing, we do like the rest of us are doing like one of those New Zealand hakas in the background.
Yeah. You're slamming your thighs and clapping and shouting.
Hell yeah.
It's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Also, that's just Sora. Yeah, you look across this space, Nomad, and this goblin is not taking his eyes off of you. And he like slams this very large sword that he can barely hold, like sharpened first into the ground. And he pulls out of his pocket this like amber yellowish liquid potion and like drinks it all quickly. And he smashes it to the ground and pulls out another potion, the same, and drinks it just as quickly. Like he's having trouble keeping it down, but he's like aggressively go, like you know, you ever seen someone try to drink like a gallon of beer? Like it's disgusting. And he like can't finish the second potion all the way and drops it and it smashes to the ground. And he begins like trembling aggressively until you see like he starts like writhing on the ground and making loud, horrible screams. And you see his flesh fall away as he scrambles and scrambles on the ground and continues to grow in size.
What color was the potion?
It was a yellowish amber liquid. And he was originally, this was a pretty stout one, like almost 4 feet tall. He is standing over you now, just shy of 15 feet. What's left of like his face is barely recognizable. The other goblins like shudder in horror as he's clearly in pain, but he picks up this previously one-handed sword and holds it easily in one hand and screams to the heavens. Roll initiative.
Here's interaction.
Mm-hmm.
21.
Yeah, you're gonna go first.
Yeah,
Wait.
here's interaction. I'm looking at all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interaction. Can I talk?
Yeah, totally. If you guys are gonna get involved in any combat, though, I would need you to be extremely explicit about that.
Yeah. But right now I'm just watching the silence.
Yeah.
And I say, no man, this guy is clearly on some gear. And I pull out of my pocket the potion that what it looks like to me, the potion that he just drank. And I just picked this up. I'm gonna put it here next to you on the ground, in case you feel like we're taking on this. I think it's TRT or something like it.
TRT.
Can I give everyone some pats on the shoulders for guidance?
Yeah, for sure. Stepping into the ring now would be complicated. As a matter of fact, when you go to step towards him, the other goblins also step forward, like very aggressively.
Oh. Well, I just pat whoever's closest to me.
there is an understanding here that like if anyone interferes, this situation will change. Nomad, this goblin is 15 feet tall. I don't know if you can call it a goblin anymore. 15 feet tall. He is probably now, it's a 30-foot circle, so 25 feet away from you. What would you like to do?
Just real quick, Drew.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this, so I'm doing it now. As they're like, you know, rubbing baby oil on each other and like doing whatever trying to you gotta do before you fight.
Yeah.
I go, hey Frankie, what's the deal? Like, is this allowed? Can a boy drink the juice too, or what?
Yeah, he says, it's nothing, it's not allowed. It's really, as long as it's the two men or women in the ring, that's really the only rule.
Boys on gear here, man.
Yeah, I figured they got a stash. I knew they were hiding it from me, but
Anyway,
there's no way this kid's gonna make it either way.
what kind of gear is it? What is the bullshit?
Fuck if I know, man. These goblins. Oh, he kind of like drops the veneer for a second, and he recognizes that. Oh, well, they do not follow my orders as well as they should, but they did not procure this from me.
Got it.
You are the David of this Goliath situation, but you do go first, Nomad. What would you like to do?
I would like to run at him and take a swing with my quarterstaff at probably his kneecap. Sounds pretty good. I mean, I'm only like 4 feet tall, so
Yeah. In terms of
actually towering over me right now. So.
yeah, in terms of reach, that's probably where your natural striking area would be.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll them bones.
16.
Yeah, you strike right up like at the high end of his shin.
4, 9 damage.
Yeah, you like get a solid hit. 9 damage is nothing to snuff at. But it like glances off. A little skin comes off, but under it is like rock hard bone. Sorry about saying rock hard bone. Sorry, sponsors. That was inappropriate. And
Your speech.
you look up to kind of get a reaction from this extremely large goblin, and in his like blood red eyes, you see only anger and a jagged smile.
Beautiful. So, for my bonus action, I'd like to spend a
Oh, shit.
area of blows.
I think you attack 2 more times.
Yeah, 2 unarmed strikes.
Yeah, you drop that quarterstaff on his knee, and then you bring in, what is it, like a roundhouse kicks? Like, what is it? Scissor kick?
Yeah, so it's, yeah, I mean, I guess, you know what, so we'll go with the roundhouse kick, and then, like, we're gonna, like, Superman, or, like, superhero, like, land punch at, like, one of his feet.
Yeah.
You know, like, just go, like, feet below the knee damage right
This is like a triple hit combo, XXY, as you lay into this fool. Yeah. And it's cool as hell.
Alright, so the first one is a natural 20 for a 25,
Jesus.
and then the second one's gonna be a 9.
The 20 definitely hits.
So for the 20, I could right click on the die and then do crit damage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I don't have it up.
Alright, so that's another 9 damage.
Yeah, this time, the smile fades to anger as that final hit, like, kind of hits between his toes. But, like, there's visible damage to his leg now. Is that the end of your turn?
That's all it is.
He, is holding that huge sword in one hand now, and takes a swipe at you. For a 19 to hit, which I'm pretty sure that's a hit.
Yeah.
For 10 damage, this huge sword comes down on top of you, and he goes to grab you with his other hand. Make a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way of his second hand as it comes down to grab you. His hand is about the size of your torso.
7.
He grabs you by the torso and holds you in the air above him. And as he does, all his goblin friends cheer and with bone-curdling cries. It is your turn. Gang, your friend has been lifted high into the air. This is a relatively dangerous situation.
I'd like to tell them not to fear.
You scream as you're being thrown around.
Been in this situation before. Fine. So do I have to test his grapple, or can I just make an attack?
You can make an attack. You are grappled, so it's going to be with disadvantage. Or you can try and escape the grasp with a strength saving throw.
Well, that would be my action, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for the action, I'll try to escape the grasp.
Oh, you can do a, yeah, you wriggle. I'm going to say that's your bonus action. I don't feel like that would take your whole action to try and, escape this guy's grip. You wriggle, but you are unable to get clear of his hand. You feel a pressure on your chest that maybe you've never felt before.
Alright, so we're just gonna take more stab, try to stab it into his hand then.
Smack and smack. So you are going to do that with disadvantage. 10 does hit. Yeah, you hit between one of his knuckles, and he lets out a horrible roar that is less excited and more extremely angry. As a matter of fact, on his turn, he is going to throw you into the ground as forcefully as Rob Gronkowski spikes a football after a touchdown. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, please. You're going to try and tuck and roll.
14.
14, you're only going to take 6 damage. As you kind of he tosses you. You don't go far, but you roll 10 feet away. As he takes his sword out now in both hands and points it at you and seems to prepare something. But it is your turn. He is about 10 feet away.
Nomad, do you want to have this juice or no?
That gear.
Yeah, so could I? So I'm not gonna have to disengage you through.
Correct. You are outside of his range now.
All right. So can I go back to my little corner, maybe for a little pep talk, maybe for a little healing spell kind of thing going on?
I mean, what you can do is go to the corner for sure, but the rest of that is up to your friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to the corner.
Nomad scampers away another 15 feet to the edge of the ring.
Alright, I think we got him pretty good.
I'm ready to tag out.
You definitely got the first round.
Right, yeah, I can take a tag out, I can take a little, little healing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need something here.
Okay. So there's the potion that I picked up, and also we have a healing type style that you use.
Mechanically, potion is an action to drink. Just mechanically where you guys are playing it.
Yeah.
Do
If
you
you
have
want to make it.
Yes, if you want to.
wounds, but if I do that, are they going to try to beat me up?
Nah,
Yeah.
that'll be fine.
Are you sure? Looking not to get very involved here. I was just gonna watch, but
Just Sora,
Yeah, of course.
what your character would know of your spell. In order to cast Cure Wounds, you do have to touch the recipient.
yeah. I'm really a little scared. Why don't you drink the potion first,
You're unconscious after smash. No, you drink the potion. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
14.
Yeah, you drink this potion. It does not go down smooth, but you are able to finish it, and you double in size. You are still not quite the size of this creature, but you are now like a small man fighting a large man instead of a giant fighting a dwarf.
Anything happen to his hit points, meaning like does he recover any health as a result of the
Yeah, actually, good idea. Let me see.
So I was gonna-
I think you get temporary hit points. One
Yeah,
second.
you like gain hit points, but you still like there's damage taken. That's
You gain temporary hit points equal to half of your max HP. I don't have that in front of me, so you'll have to do that math. And we're doing this. We're playing by the honor system, so I trust you.
Round up or round down?
Oh, I'm always a roundup guy. So yeah, I probably told you that, guys, this round the first time we played, but my rule is round up for both. So for the monsters it'll round up, for you it'll round up.
I've seen D&D Beyond and you can add your points.
Yeah, there's a section for it in D&D Beyond.
I yell at no one else. Manager this, you got this one, champ.
So as I'm like chugging the potion, is there any way that I can like, pretend like potion and like bring my foot like really close to the source to shoot the hero boost here?
Make me.
Without, like noticing.
Do you tell Jasora the plan?
Well, I mean, we're kind of like making intense eye contact.
You're doing.
I guess if his foot got close to you, I would assume what he wants.
I will let you guys do this, but you both have to make a sleight of hand check. Now, the stakes for this. Well, you know what? Let's just do it and see what happens.
No, I know. Oh my god, I rolled a 6.
Nomad, you effortlessly, like, your whole body is growing, but you kick out a foot to where you know Jasora to be. Jasora, you see the eyebrows moments before, and you know, like, okay, this is your moment. We're gonna sneak past. These stupid goblins don't know what's gonna hit them. Stupid fucks. And you go to cast your spell, and you grab his whole foot and fall into the pit with him. Go ahead and cast Cure Wounds, and then I'll tell you some other stuff that's gonna happen.
You get a whole 4 HP back.
Yeah, Nomad, congratulations. You have healed for 4 hit points. However, these other goblins screech and charge the battlefield. The feathered one and his 2 accomplices run back towards the hut. Well, it's not their turn. They turn to run away, and the spectating goblins join the fray.
How many are there gonna be?
There are 4 total goblins that are about to fight you, and the fancy goblin and his 2 associates are leaving. The potion and the growing took your whole turn. You do technically have a move action if you'd like to take it.
I don't know.
That is up to you guys if you're getting involved in this fight now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll look at the rest and be like, well, looks like it's a row rumble now.
Weapons free.
Yeah, well, let's roll initiative. Things have changed now.
And then, yeah, I'll like offer my battle axe to somebody if they want to use it, because that shows to work on my staff, so if somebody needs a weapon, they can make a weapon.
You kind of like you slam it into the ground.
Yeah.
Angles that would have gone
Woo!
Cool, nat 20.
Fuck.
I came in strong with a 17. These motherfuckers came to fight, son.
The gang's all here.
What did you get, JP? A 17? Maya, Jasora, you guys getting a hand on the ball?
No, I was forced to. I rolled a
Hey, you didn't have to do shit. Amaya, are you cool to hang or you get involved? Fantastic. Delicious. I'm gonna assume Amaya's getting in there to scrap.
Is it rolling initiative?
She did. I have it up now. The most large goblin stomps over to you. Oh, it's kind of weird how. Oh, you can move it to the top and to the back. Okay. This is a really good program. They did a decent job with this. Anyway, the very large goblin comes to you, Nomad, and gets within range and spins with the sword out, kind of like a cartoon character. And he's going to roll to attack you with the spiky end of his sword. He rolls a 12.
He misses.
Yeah, he sets this thing up like a baseball swing and kind of spins like he's throwing a discus, and you easily duck under it. Even with your large size, he misses. The other goblins are going to charge you. You are the largest creature they see. They are going to stab you with their short swords. 16 to hit.
Yes.
17 to hit. Holy shit. 12 damage as these two short scimitars stab you in your leg and torso.
Ouch.
These other two kind of position themselves on the far side, and they're both going to fire arrows at Jasora. Does a 12 hit? Perfect. And a 10 doesn't. Their arrows, one flies well short of you and hits the sand. And one does 5 damage as it jabs into your shoulder. The feathered boy and his two friends are still holding his cape, and they run 90 feet and go inside the hut. And it is Angus's turn.
I am gonna go walk up to the one that Nomad's fighting. This is the big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, he's on gear.
Yeah. I'm gonna stab him right in the butt. Right.
No, not in his butt. Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
And I get sneak attack bonuses, I believe.
Yes, sir, because the other guy's in range.
21 hit.
21 does hit as you sneak up behind him and stab him in the butt.
Let's go.
I found this cute little kitty.
12 damage.
Yeah, you stab him right in his butt for 12 damage, and it is like a lot of blood comes out of him, and he finally starts to wobble. You sticking around?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. It is Aldar's turn. Aldar, you are seeing all of this unfold. Let me know if you're in the chicken coop, and I can roll for you.
Nope. Where am I
I would say around this dancing monkey. You're the dancing deer boy.
There we go. Okay.
There's a battle axe in the ground if you want it. Your katana has magically dissolved. It only lasts an hour. So to use that weapon, you would have to draw it again.
Draw again. So I'll do that first.
Roll 1d10, I think?
Yeah, that's right.
Might be 12, I don't remember.
I think. Uno.
I believe that is a salami.
Dagger.
Oh, a dagger. Okay.
Salami is 10.
Oh, the salami's the best one you could get. Yeah, so yeah, you roll a dagger. Unfortunately, your 3.5 foot super sharp katana is replaced by a 4 to 5 inch non-serrated dagger.
Okay.
You remember your Filipino heritage.
Yeah, and you get to shanking.
Yeah.
Alright.
You got 2 goblins about 25, 30 feet away from you at the far end of this pit. And you got a mega goblin and 2 little freshies.
The mega goblins, is everybody been attacked?
So far, Nomad and Angus have hit him pretty hard. He is heavily damaged.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. And I will rage.
You floss over there and rage. You floss harder than you've ever flossed before. Your hip is gyrating in a way that, like, is very aggressive.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, almost too aggressive. Almost too much. An 8, absolutely. You take out your little dagger with your gyrations, and you stab at this guy and swing at dead air as he kind of dances around you. He is significantly larger than you are.
So I do hit him, or?
You absolutely do not. He whips and nays all around you, but you are not able to. You are not able to strike him. Yeah, you flail madly while you're flossing to no avail. It is Red River's turn as you watch this dance contest break out. He whips a nay and almost died.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the big guy. And I'm gonna invoke Stone's Wrath with my bonus. And I'm gonna take
It's about to get lit up. Toe up from the flow up. Go ahead and roll that attack.
I can hit him higher than the kneecap, but I'm going for that.
Yeah.
I want 18.
Yeah. You collapse his kneecap. And it I don't want to get too blue. It disconnects from the rest of his body. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's the normal damage plus an additional 1.
D8. Yeah, it's fucked up. You feel the dark power at the end of all this rain flow through you.
12. Yeah, it's 12.
And it smashes through his knee, like almost as if you didn't even feel it there. And as that grotesque thing happens, the goblin begins to shrink back to his normal form, and moments later is like writhing on the ground. He is incapacitated. He is screeching weakly, as there is a significant amount of goblin blood. And also, JP, I forgot to tell you this because I think you did this last time, because why wouldn't you? Go ahead and start me a new pie called Baldus Rain.
Yeah.
It's a 6-piece, and you're going to fill in 2. One for that, the first time you did this when you murderized that last goblin, and then one for this one. And that grisly display, Nomad, I think it's your turn again.
Hold up. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
use my bonus action to...
Oh, God.
That felt a little too easy, and I was still free for more blood.
Uh-huh.
So, from the back of my fast, like a yoga mat area, but it's not very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out the trident, and I'm gonna chuck that fucking boy that's hanging by Nomad, one of the two, but the one that's furthest away.
Now, I don't know if you can... I don't know what fighters' bonus actions are. I don't think you can do another attack.
There is a second wind. Once we're ready.
Oh! Yeah. I'm sorry. So you mean action search?
Action search, yes.
Oh, you then 100% don't listen to me. You do that. You chuck this trident at one of these fools at the top.
What do I do?
Go ahead and roll an attack. And this is the unlucky guy. He's got a name. As the trident soars through the air, you see he has a name tag, and it says Richard.
Yes. yeah. Richard T. And I wonder, like,
What's the T stand for?
is that his middle name?
But you may never find out.
I'm rolling days.
The trident soars over the cliff. No, it just lands nearby.
Yeah, not my best throw.
It happens. You just murdered a person. Nomad, it's your turn again.
Okay, so I'm engaged with 2 right now.
The one in front of you, though, is like near death. Oh, I'm sorry, but yes, the other 2. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I thought we were still talking about our friend who, he's not much of a concern right now.
Yeah, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. So one of the normal sized goblins, I'll take it. Oh, I'm significantly bigger. So I'm gonna take like a
Yeah, you're now looking down at these little creatures.
right. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So I'm just gonna like 2 hands swing downwards right at the goblin.
Yeah. Go ahead and
Side of his head is where I'm aiming.
roll with advantage. You are a very big person.
Yep.
You swing down and whiff. Okay, you like underestimate just how small this little guy is as you swing right above him. Like he is the T holding the ball. You do hit the imaginary ball as far as you possibly can, but you do not hit the creature.
I'm pretty sure maybe he had a hat. Or
Yeah, if you had a hat, you would have pulverized it.
fucking missed it, son.
And if that's the end of your turn, it will be Jasora's turn.
No.
Okay. Spit on him.
I'm gonna use a step of the wind to disengage and kind of leave the circle. And I get to a place where I would be out of reach from the archers.
I
but
think,
still like around everybody.
just from being a combat person, you know the short bow has an 80-foot range, so you can't quite get out of their range. But you can put your friends between you and them.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
Reserve.
Yeah, if you're dead, then there's nothing else to be done.
Yeah, but like as I like disengage, I'm gonna look at the shrunken goblin and like a slight tear will come down my face and
Oh, I thought you were gonna feel like a pang of regret or something. No, it's just that you wish you'd been the one to end his life. You sit with that feeling, and Jasora, it is your turn. And part of you, Jasora, knows that you caused this entire engagement. What would you like to do?
Who all is engaged in the fight? Is it ASLR
This is
and Outrider?
this is Red River. This is you. This is Aldar. So on other equal sides of this writhing little goblin. The trifecta is actually surrounding him because Bahood is here as well. Nomad got some distance. He's about 30 feet in this direction. And Amaya, we haven't really put on the board. I'm going to put Ursula and see if it might be copyrighted. Nope, they don't give a shit.
And there's still 4 alive.
Yes, 4 alive and 3 that have run to the hut a little further away. They are all undamaged as far as I know.
Except for the name on that's not shrunk back.
Yes. Oh, he is extreme. Like, he's not even in fighting shape. Like, just looking at him, like, he is severely injured.
I'm also severely injured. But I guess I'll I don't want to leave her alone.
Hey, if you're dead, you're never helping anyone ever again.
I guess that's true. I'm gonna cure wounds on myself.
Yeah, no shame in that game. You touch yourself and go ahead and roll damage or roll healing. I think it's 2d6.
It's 1d8 to
1d8.
myself. 5.
Bloop, 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 bloop. And that's your action, but you have a move. How much health do you have?
How much health?
Yeah, total.
Okay, 13.
Oh, you guys are chumps.
Yeah. I'm going back up slightly, like closer to my.
Yeah, that feels good. The grisly wounds you had taken, in your shoulder, that arrow, the skin kind of heals around it and pushes the arrow out magically. It's quite beautiful. It is a Maya's turn. Maya, you got 4 goblins.
This one over here in this little box. How far away is that from the closest leader to us?
10, 15 feet.
Alright, I'm gonna throw an ice knife at it.
Sarah's classic ice knife. Sarah whispers an incantation and puts her hands together like a Kamehameha wave. An ice knife appears and flies through the air at this gerblin.
8 to hit.
The gerblin jumps out of the way. However, the ice knife does explode nearby. And they both make dexterity saving throws. A 12 and an 8. I don't know what it has to beat. I don't have your thing up.
8 misses, 12 is a tie.
Okay, so the one guy that you were aiming for initially ducks out of the way, but his friend didn't see it coming. Go ahead and roll damage. And I still think first boy takes half damage.
7.
The second boy turns just in time for a shard of ice to hit him in the eyeball, and he falls over dead. However, this guy jumps warily and does take some damage, but he is still alive. But there is a jagged icicle poking out of his foot.
Oh, wait, I did it wrong.
What, ice knife?
I did the wrong damage.
Was it not supposed to be 7?
That was not supposed to be 7. I'm sorry, hold on.
How dare you?
2 and 6. I did a 1d10 instead of a 2d6.
Oh, well, 2d6 might get you higher. You can roll again to see if you can get higher.
8.
Yeah, he's still dead, and this guy is still damaged. He's slightly more damaged. And unless you want to move, the goblins will take a turn.
No, I'm good.
This goblin mourns. Richard mourns his fallen friend, and then charges and attacks Red River with a 17 to hit, which I'm pretty sure hits.
When it hits.
6 damage as his scimitar makes contact with your trapezius. These other two are gonna fire arrows at Aldar. 10 probably doesn't hit. 12 probably doesn't hit. Aldar, what's your AC, bud? I don't think so either.
Nope.
Yeah, you dodge out of the way of these, and you you look over and floss at them, and they're shaking a little bit. They take 5 feet. They take a little step back. They put a little bit more distance between you and them. And Angus, it is your turn.
What were they?
These two fell. Oh, you can't see my thing. These are my arrow friends. The two on the right. Yeah, these are my arrow boys.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's a reverse D, but it's supposed to be an arrow.
I gotcha.
Like a bow and arrow.
Good.
Your move, Ango Calrissian.
I'm going to go to the Goblino next to that river.
Sneaky.
Beautiful Warcraft orc dancing.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna stab at the one that's still standing, I guess.
His name is Richard, actually, but go ahead.
Richard.
You stab Richard.
I don't stab Richard in that one.
Richard, you go to stab Richard, and Richard takes your dagger away. He grabs it from you, and he says, you can understand Goblin. He says, "I'm gonna kill you all."
I'm sorry. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage.
Oh, you run into the woods. You run it behind a rock nearby.
Yeah.
It is Aldar's turn. Aldar, there's a writhing, nearly dead goblin in front of you, and 30 feet away from you are two gentlemen shooting arrows at you.
How far can we do?
We've all been there, cowboy. Depends on your person, but I think you have a 30-foot movement speed.
60 feet away. I guess. And then there's two others over by.
One of them is dead, but yes, next to Red River.
That one. I guess I'll go for that.
The one writhing in front of you?
Yes.
You don't even roll if you want to take a kill shot here. It's going to be pretty grisly.
Okay, I'll put it out of its misery, I guess.
Yeah, Aldar doing the right thing, flossing all the way to Pain Town.
24 to hit.
No, it's not moving. Just tell me what you do, but please don't be too grisly. It's a family show. Yeah, it's hard to think about ending a creature's life, isn't it?
Just impale him with an axe.
It's pretty fucked up.
Not into the throat, you know? I'm like, set her an ass.
That sounds like a horrible.
That was exactly what I
Oof.
Just cut the throat. That's it. That's fast.
Yeah, you make it as fast as a grisly kersnump as you the last of this goblin's life leaves his body. Jesus. Now it's even worse. Now it's even worse.
I didn't want to.
You use the rest of your turn to feel terrible about your words and deeds.
Do I get a bonus turn?
No, you don't get a bonus turn. What the hell are you talking about? You can still move.
Why does everybody else get a bonus turn?
Everyone else has bonus actions that they have.
You know what?
How do you get one of those?
You know what, Nancy? I'm proud that you asked because all you wanted to call you outpost. You know what? The worst thing the group can say is no.
Okay, no. You can use a bonus action to get out of your rage state, or you can also use your movement to move 30 feet.
I guess I'll do. No, I'll. Shit.
Just to be clear on the stream, you are dancing next to the dying goblin.
Yeah. Look, you got a little ear.
He's flossing his little heart out next to this goblin.
Awesome, dear. I'll stay around there. Like, move wherever I want.
That's the spirit. Good, horrible turn. Probably my least favorite turn that we've done since recording these. Red River, it is your turn. Red River does the Dougie and skips his turn.
All while flossing. I'm gonna cut the distance between me and those fools choking arrows. But I'm gonna do so in a manner that will be unnatural for somebody my size.
And the goblin next to you is going to take an opportunity attack with his new Scimitar and dagger. Okay, he swings at you. On a 6.
I laugh, I scoff.
And an 8.
I still scoff.
He slings wildly as they do not get close to you.
Yeah. Getting me really bothered to look back.
Right. You don't even notice. What now? You want to close the gap with these boys?
Yeah, but I do so in a hardcore kind of manner. If there's
mean, you can make an acrobatics check to like jump over Aldar while he flosses.
Yeah.
We can spin you through the air.
It's a 7.
You go to jump over Aldar, but you kind of land in front of him and awkwardly walk past him. You move 30 feet closer to these arrow fellas.
In my head, it looked cooler, and I was like, fuck, I gotta wrap it up. I am going to,
If you dash, it will put you at them, but your turn will be over.
I think, I can't dodge, right? Like, there's no...
Yeah. You can use your action can be dodged. So basically, the first attack against you will have disadvantage.
I know I'm not gonna cut the distance completely, so
Yeah.
I'll go into it dodge.
Yeah, you're like watching them, anticipating an arrow to come at you.
Yep.
Nomad, it is your turn. You are quite far away. Oh, and you filled in yourself to be chunky.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. It's probably more accurate representation.
He's a strangely built person. It's just all his chunk is right in the middle.
Yeah, it's all the alcohol. Using warm water.
The rest is just pure muscle.
Correct.
I drew little muscles on him.
Thank you for that. Is there, like, I guess can I use my, well, actually, how close am I to, like, this last standing goblin that
I feel like you moved like 30 feet this way, so you're like 30 feet away. He was right up on your grill.
Alright, I'll engage him. I've got 35 feet.
You rush out and you rush back in, and you're enormous.
Beautiful. Yeah, I guess now we're going to swing at him again, but we'll kind of bend the knees.
Yeah.
Like a more sweeping action, because last time was horrendous.
Yeah. You're corrected. You're learning. Yeah, you strike this boy on this time at his temple. Go ahead and roll damage.
5.
Yeah, you push. It feels like you're gonna push him far away, but you push him into the ground as Richard, unfortunately, is no more and slides a few feet outside the ring. He drops his rusty scimitar and dagger.
Can I, like, pick it up and, like, put it over to
I can't. Your action was hitting. I can't let you do that. But we could do that next turn.
Even as a bonus action, I have an unarmed strike and I, like, punch the dagger.
Oh, yeah. You're a monk. You've got 6 seconds. You run over here, smack this dude, and kick the dagger over. That seems totally fair. Jasora, it's your turn. The only remaining threats are these goblins. They're about 60 feet from you.
I'm gonna aim my short bow.
You have a short bow?
I do. It was one I picked up.
Oh, yeah, you stole it from a goblin. The irony.
Bullshit short bow. But, no range.
Yeah, it's 80 feet or whatever, I think.
Yeah, so I'll aim at the one that's to the left. And roll.
Her name is Trixie.
Fuck you, Trixie. I rolled a 17.
Yeah, that does hit Trixie.
Trixie. What's that in damage?
That hits Trixie in the forehead, and Trixie is no more. The other remaining goblin throws her short bow down and starts screaming in goblin.
Justice.
She's saying dark, 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 dark.
Sorry. Sad.
But you guys are out of turn order. This combat is over.
We gotta find that motherfucker that ran away.
How long is it? They have all of you boys.
I forgot. Yeah. You guys retrieve the trident and dagger. Aldar, go ahead and roll a d20. What are you guys doing with this remaining goblin?
Nomad, so just picking one.
Or you pick one up.
Nomad, that potion lasts for a minute. So after another 20 seconds or so, you do shrink slowly back to normal size.
I was gonna ignore the last goblin and most of the taxes.
Aldar, you find like 3 rusty scimitars, like a like smelly goblin leather helmet, and 1 gold piece between these fellas. But there is one still alive. What do we do? We're kicking them?
Oh no, I was talking about the one that like, is he still bleeding out? Bleeding out?
Yeah, he's no longer alive.
So he won't really bleed.
No.
Like I said, I'm trying to ignore the last goblin unless it attacks. I'm more focused on fighting the ran away. I mentioned that. The guy ran away. The guy, that's the goblin. Ran away. I think we should probably see if we can find him.
For logistics, how long is a short rest?
I think it has to be at least an hour. Yeah, it's basically like you're hiking and you all take a breather.
Yeah, it is 1 hour.
Yeah.
Do you think we could spare a short rest, or should we run right after?
Well, ish. Rest, they're running from us. They got a big lead on us. I don't know where they've gone, but
Oh, also true. I would like to analyze the big goblin's footprints to see if they're the same ones we saw on the beach. Like, is there actually a big goblin, or did like one of them just get really hyped up on the juice?
You intuit that there's no sign of like other larger creatures. One of them was probably juicing to move the boulder. Or on gear, as the
And
kids say.
I'd like to collect one of the bottles of the remnants for Doubtless or Angus to analyze it with the other set.
Yeah, because the other goblin couldn't finish his, so yeah, there's like a 3/4 drank bottle at the far side. It's still got some like amber fluid at the bottom. This goblin that's given up, like it doesn't seem like you guys are like advancing on it. So she's gonna slowly like scamper down the mountain. Like very wary of you guys, but if you're allowed that, that's fine. Do you guys do a short rest for an hour?
I'll stay and watch while they short rest.
Yeah, Angus also be on watch, but I'm gonna go to bed. For real. Sorry, I'm tired.
No, that's I was hoping that combat would end. It is like noon, and yeah, we'll end it here. You guys are gonna take a short rest, and we'll pick up here. I'll post in the chat, but I don't think we're going to double down. I don't think the days are gonna line up. I just wanted to double check that was the case. We definitely. I don't think we're gonna have a day lined up, so we'll do Tuesday, and then we'll do a bit of a hiatus, if that works. Well, I mean that's what we're gonna do. It'd be Tuesday the 11th, a week from today. We'll cover some ground. But either way, I hope you guys have an awesome time.
Yeah, thank you.
And, yeah, good job, guys. Good job murdering more goblins.
The way I like it.
I think I was not letting you guys kill enough, so now you're really taking it out on these poor, precious little boys.
Yeah.
And
We're facing humans, so we don't care about goblins very much.
Yeah, it's a racial thing, and we're working through. And maybe at the end of this adventure, we all feel a little differently.
All the lives matter.
Okay. Terry, go ahead and Terry, strike that. Just take that all out. The last 30 seconds. Let's reshoot it. 3, 2. Count in. 3, 2.
Yep.
Hey guys, that's where we're gonna cut it off today. But we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Foster, guys.
Thanks, Fosters. Man, that's good shit.